Okay, so anybody having any doubt or queries from last time, anything? Okay, so shall we start now?
Yes.
Okay, so I think being on Sunday, everything is in a, everyone is like in a lazy mood, huh? Okay, so we completed this task list yesterday about all this. So we kept this running, this task list, SAP ESH initial setup work client. Okay, so now actually it completed yesterday. The task list was completed and I stopped the system and I shut it down. So now for your verification whether the task list completed or not, if you go into ST01, okay, here if you put this task list again, if you put the same task list here, if you click over here, so it will not show you the status of the last executed task list. It will create a new task list, it will create a new it will create a new steps, new task list. So if you want to see the status of the last task list, you have to go into STC02. STC02. Go into STC02. Here you can, there's a filter. You need to search for the task list that you're looking for. If you don't know, you can just click on execute. So here you can see all the task list that was executed yesterday on the 2nd of July. So you can see over here, this is the task list, SAP_ESH initial setup work client. Okay, if you see the output status, finished successfully. If you want to see the underlying steps, you can double click on it and you will see all the details about this task list. Okay, so this completed successfully. Okay, so these are the detailed steps of this task list. Okay, whatever it completed, if you want to check the logs, you can see over this, click over here and you can see the logs of it. Below, in the below screen, it will be displayed in the below screen. The logs will be displayed over here. If you click on the other one, it will show you the logs of the other task, subtask. Okay, RFC destination DB connection does not exist, this, and these are all the details about it. The logs of each step. So this is so we, yes.
What is the step in the Excel sheet? I can't find these steps in the Excel sheet which you shared.
Okay, which steps?
These 15, 16, I don't see all these things in my Excel sheet. Is there?
No, see, no, it's there from the starting. Some of the steps I just have changed the sequence.
Right.
Everything is there. And yesterday, if you see in the yesterday in the group, I have shared updated updated Excel sheets.
Oh, okay.
Okay, those are the Excel sheets with the updated URL for the file, sorry, the software packages and all.
Okay,
so,
okay.
And you just have to click on this plus and minus. You can see over here. These are
Yeah,
all
that
the,
I know. Yeah, sure.
you can just click over on this. If you search for Fiori, Fiori is there. You can click on it and we'll say the steps over here, detailed steps.
Okay, sure.
So here it is. So we have completed the Fiori. Fiori execution is completed, and we can access the page over here. Okay, so now if I want to check my Fiori, I just have to open a browser and paste this URL. So I will get the login page. Here you have to give your user and name, password, and click on log on, and you will be logged in into your Fiori page over here. So we have completed up till Fiori. Okay, so this is your Fiori page. Depending on your roles, the roles assigned to the user, you will get all the related relevant tiles over here on your screen. Okay, this I think it is not configured yet, so these all tiles are not loading yet. So we can just leave it. So that was it for your Fiori. Now let us go to the next step, which is your transport request. Now what happens during our all the steps which we have done before, we have created a lot of transport requests. So if you want to see the transport request, where can you see the transport request? SE10. So you can go into SE10. Okay, so here is your filter option. So like for the user, which user you want to check the transport request for, whether you want to check the customizing or the workbench request, and whether you want to check the modifiable or the release one. So let me go and check for the modifiable one, display. So these are all the requests which were created and which have not been released yet. Okay, this is for your login screen information, login screen image, log on. This is the SAP notes for Fiori activation, workbench requests, again workbench requests. Then these are all workbench requests, and in the below one you can see these are the customizing requests. This is for customizing requests, configuration, task manager. So these requests have not been yet released. If you go into on this Okay, so here HTMS, in the HTMS, if I go into this and go into the next system, which is your quality system. So here you can see only those TRs which have been released from the S4D system. So these are the 4 TRs which have been released from the S4D system. These TRs, you cannot find these TRs here because they have not been released yet. So once one by one, when you start releasing these TRs, you will start seeing these TRs here in this list. So if you select, okay, just expand this, first release the subtask. So here I'm releasing subtask 22. Okay, now I will be releasing the TR, the main task, that is 21. Okay, so here you can see both this TR21 has been released. Now if I go and refresh on the screen, I will see that TR in this list. Can you see this 21 TR has come in this list? So as soon as you release from the source system, it will occur in the next system. It will be visible in the import queue of the next system. Okay, so now if you refresh it, this TR will go. Now these are the 4 remaining TRs. You can release them one by one. Okay, any doubts, queries up till now? Okay, repaired object still in other request. Okay, now let me. Okay, there was no issue. Release display 14th, 15. Okay, so all the TRs have been released now. Okay, now if I click on refresh, so this will become empty because what I'm seeing is the modify. What I'm checking is for the modify request. So there are no more modifiable requests in the system now. So if I want to see the request, then I need to click on release display. Then I will see all the release requests. These are all the requests which have been released from the system. Now, if you go and refresh on the next system, just refresh it, you will see all the new TRs available in the queue. Okay, you can see all this TR available in this queue. So this is for your transport request, release or TRs. So we have release or the TRs. Okay, so this is done. Now coming to the next point, add system to solution manager. So if you want to add your system to solution manager, this is the T code for doing that. You need to go into run this T code slash n rz70. You go into rz70, you will see the screen over here. Here you have to mention the gateway host of your solution manager, the gateway host and the gateway service. Once you enter the detail over here and you can click, if you click on execute, it will, what it will do, it will schedule multiple jobs in your this system. It will show schedule multiple jobs, which is by the name of SLD. Jobs which will start with the name of SLD. So what the jobs will do, periodically it will collect all the data from your system, this R3 SAP E3 system, and it will forward it to the your solution manager. It will forward it into the this one SLD of your solution manager. Is that clear? Because since we don't have a solution manager, we cannot perform this step, but just for your information. Well, because after doing any installation, you have to add that system into your solution manager, so that the solution manager starts collecting all the information of that system. So in case in the future, if you are required to run a maintenance planner for upgrading the system, so it can be done with the latest information on your solution manager. Okay, now the topic comes for your installing the license for your SAP system. So if you want to install a license for your SAP system, this is the link for it. This is the link to go to your license wizard. If you open this link, you'll have to provide your S user ID. Okay, I cannot open this link because I have my customer's S user ID. So that is the reason. If you open this link in your environment, it will open that page. Here you have to go and you have to register your system. Okay, there might be different kinds of installation numbers available on your system. So you have to select the appropriate installation number. On there you have to select these details. So the product will be SAP S4HANA 20, S4HANA version will be S4HANA 2020. Your system ID, you have to provide a system ID, system name, that is the host name. Then your system type, it's a development system. Then your database, what is the database you're using, operating system, and infrastructure, whether it's a public or it's an on-premise or what is it. Then you have to provide what type of license key you are requesting with. So in case of your system, you will use in case of this ABAP system, you will select web application server ABAP or ABAP plus Java. This is the license type, and then you will provide the license the hardware key. So this is the hardware key. So normally something like this, I think it starts with the alphabet and it will be so something like this. So you have to provide the hardware key and you have to register your license. After registering, you have to generate the license and then download it as a text file and go into the S license T code, and from there you can install the license for your system. Okay, is that clear? Any queries, any doubts in this? Okay, so now after this the license installation can be the last thing of your activity or post installation steps. Is up to you. See, after installation you get 30 days of temporary license. So if you have a ready available license, you can install it the first thing during a post installation, or also you can keep it pending for the last thing that you can do after every you have completed everything and done every steps for the post installation. Then you can generate the license and you can apply it in your system. And after you have done completely, now you can do what you can do is take a final backup of your system. Okay, or I think better before taking a final backup, you can go and schedule your database backups also. Okay, so go and schedule your database backups. How you can go and schedule your database backups from DB13. So go into DB13, that is your planner. Okay, so this is your DBA planning calendar. This is your DBA planning calendar. You can schedule your daily backup jobs over here. You can select for the date for today. This is the Sunday 13. You can double click on it. Okay, I think you need to select from your complete data backup, differential data backup, incremental data backup, consistency check, generic SQL statement, central calendar log collector. So let me run a consistency check over here. So here I'm selecting it, and one cell containing a job. Okay, so let me double click on this consistency check. So here it is, action consistency check, plan start. This is today's time and date. Status, action, what action you want. So you can see there are so many number of things that you can check from here. Okay, you can run all possible checks. So this is the highest one, all possible checks. Okay, if you don't know what you, if you know what you're looking for, you can also select from this list over here. Okay, you can select for the selective checks that you want to run. But now I can then check or run all possible checks, whatever is possible, run it. Schema, I don't think it's schema, table, I think run it all, everything. And now you can click on execute immediately. Okay, so here you can see the job has been scheduled. Double click on this job, and I think you can go for the job log over here. In the job log, you will see the job log, and you can, I think, click on refreshing to see regular updates on it. Or also, if you want to check, you can go and check in your background job. I think you can check with systems own jobs. Okay, here there is a job active for the DBA check. Can you see this is a job for the DBA check which we have executed just now? This is an active state. So you can double click on the job. You will see the job log. You can check for the job log over here, and you will see what the job is actually doing. The same content you can see from here also. See the same content you can see from here also. But I think it will take a long time for doing all running all these checks on the database. I think let us add another job of this incremental backup. Let's take a backup of our database. So incremental backup. Okay, incremental backup, file backup, backup destination, recurrence. So now just click on execute immediately. Okay, so now let us click on the incremental backup job log. This is for the DBA check, consistency check, no. Documentation, so read action details, check it for the day wise. So let us check for the incremental data backup, job log, incremental backup. program log, no backup log, catalog information. Let me check from the database. Du minus csh star. So I think this is for no. Still, I think they haven't triggered any backup for. Yeah, just please excuse me for 1 minute. Huh? Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so let me see if the backup has been triggered. I think it is waiting for the check to finish. The database check to finish, then only. Okay, here it is. Successful execution. The backup has completed successfully. Let me check over here. Okay, 11, but I see any backup over here. Where has it completed? Okay, so here is the backup for today, 3rd of July. It has taken into backup db underscore h4d. This is the location for it. Okay, so it has gone to this location, db underscore d h4d, cd db underscore h4d ls. So here is the location for your backup. Okay, so all this is file is for today itself, 3rd July. So the problem here is it doesn't takes the backup as per your timestamp. So you cannot understand in this the location what are the different backups available here. Okay, so this one completed successfully. What about the consistency check? This is, I think, it's still running. So you can see this is still running. The database check is still running. That will take some time to complete all the checks and everything. So I think from here we can directly schedule the backups, regular backups. Okay, so any queries, any doubts?
Hi, Muzaffar. I have a doubt
Ah,
regarding Solution
yes,
Manager.
yes, Adna.
Uh, what exactly that STPI and STAPI component does in SAP
That is
system?
system tools, support tools, I think. Uh, where can I show you about that? Okay, those actually these two components, they contain the backbone, or they contain the in you can say the structure to connect to the SAP system. Okay, it is called as the support tools. So there are two options: support tools and SAP, STPI, and STPI. Okay, can I just say what is the difference between STPI? Actually, I did it, read it a long time before, but over the time it slips the mind. What is the difference between
Okay, so my confusion is no, like
Mhm.
we say STPI and STPI are used to send data from our satellite system to Solman. And
Okay,
the
yes,
same thing DA also does, like a diagnostic agent. So
yes.
yeah, so what's the difference? I mean, why both the things required to send data to Solman?
See,
That is my question.
diagnostic agent is an additional requirement. Okay, it is not. So if you if you have done a plain installation, there is no diagnostic agent. You install the diagnostic agent after that. Okay, but till the time the diagnostic agent is not installed, then how will the data transferred between your systems to your solution manager? So you can let me show you a add on STPI, and the corresponding support packages contain the service SDCC. Okay, yes, this is the name, Service Data Control Center, which controls the collection and transfer of data during a service session. They also contain various function modules needed for data collection. Additionally, they contain reports which are executed by function modules during data collection. This is STPI. Now, what is STAPI? Add-on STAPI contains application-specific data collectors. Okay, the A stands for application. So STP, this is for support tools. I think plugins. STPI, support tools plugins, and this is support tools application plugins. I want to see the details, system status. Okay, so here is your STPI, that is your solution tools plugin. This is your SAP solution tools plugin. And then in the last, you can find your STAPI. This is service tools for SAP basis 7.3 and higher. Okay, let's see what is the difference it is saying over here. STAPI contains application specific data collectors which contribute the data collection efficient to business process monitoring on the change management in solution manager. Okay, so I think this is required. This is specific to business process monitoring or change management. Okay, and also I think the STPI, that is, it is for your, like, normal your EWA reports. You collect your EWA reports, early watch alert report. So those kind of data is transferred from this connection STPI. Suppose solution tools plugin application specific. I think these are more related to your business process monitoring BP monitoring and your change management related application specific data transfer. in SAP Solution Manager. It contains analysis tool like application analysis, ST14, and trace tool like XC12. Okay, I think this is the brief. Okay, I'll do some more details about it. I'll collect more details and will get back to you. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
sure, sure.
I
So my
think
main concern is like whether we need both like DA and ST API, STPI both, or like if we don't have DA and these two components will work to connect to Solman and provide EWN report.
I will check for it. I will get back
Yeah.
to you. So we have
Sure.
these three STPI, STAPI, and the third one is your diagnostics agent. A diagnostic agent central component of solution management system. Landscape agents requires monitor openings and discover the database cluster topology. Details about DSM. Okay, I will check and I will get back to you. Actually, we did it in our one of our customers last year. We did install all the diagnostic agent and configured them on Solution Manager. Diagnostic data gets into. Okay. Your query is about STPI. And then the diagnostic agent. Okay, I will check and get back to you on this.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Anything else? Any more query you have having on this? So we have seen there. This is your DB13 planning calendar. You can schedule your jobs from here. You can schedule your jobs from here in case if you don't have a backup solution in your environment. Okay, like the backup solution like Veeam backup or Commvault, Net backup, something like that, or Tivoli storage manager. So if you don't have a solution, so here it is. No inconsistencies were found. Okay, successful execution, no inconsistencies were found, and job finished. So there is no issue with your database. All the jobs are also finished successfully. Now let us go and schedule a regular backup for your database. I'm scheduling a regular backup for my database. So schedule backup. So I'm taking the SAP license from the schedule. Okay, so now I'm scheduling a complete data backup. I'm scheduling a complete data backup. It will start from the 3rd of July and it will start for example, 3 o'clock, let's say, but it doesn't matter. Let's see. Just double click complete data backup starting from today now onwards. So this everything is okay. You need to click on recurrence. So how do you want this to occur? What will be the frequency of this backup? So you want it to occur, every day at every different intervals, or you want to make it happen every hour, weekly, or once only. So let me make it weeks. So I will execute this backup once on Sunday. Okay, and what time do I want to occur it on Sunday? So no end that, and after one occurrence, and by this 14:59. So the time that I want it to occur is say 12 midnight. Okay, plan starting day. So let me, what will be on Sunday? I think it should be Saturday. So I think the next date is on 9th. So I need to make it 9th. So on the 9th of, I think, yes, on the 10th of 10 o'clock. This is the date that I want to start with. Okay. So I'm taking a full backup every week. So every week on Sunday at 12 in the midnight, it will take a full backup. It will take a full backup of the system. Now I'm adding this job. Okay, so now if you go on to the monthly wise, so you can see the job over here. Can you see this job? So it will start from the 10th. It will start from the next Sunday. Again, here every week it is going to take a full backup. If you double click on it, it will show you the details of this backup. So it's a complete data backup. Complete data backup, and it's a file level backup. Now I have taken a weekly full backup. Now let me schedule a daily incremental backup. Okay, so now we'll go for a daily incremental backup. Okay, how do I want to get it? Recurrence. So it will occur every day. It will occur every 1 day. At what time it will occur? It will occur at 12 midnight. Every day at 12 midnight, starting from today onwards. No end date. Is it clear? And just click on add. So now can you see every day in the midnight, every day at midnight, I have an incremental backup job schedule. Is this clear? Or I think I can make a change over here in the recurrence. Edit the recurrence instead of instead of every 1 day, let it make every week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay, the reason is that because we already have a full backup on Saturday, Sunday. So why to put an incremental backup on Sunday? So for the 6 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it will be an incremental backup at 12 midnight. Okay, change current occurrence, change all occurrences. So every day at midnight, I will have an incremental backup for the weekdays and on the Saturday, and on Sunday, I will have a full backup. Okay, here I will have a full backup on Sunday at midnight. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
The last is option is DBA cockpit. Let me check what we can check in the DBA cockpit. So there's a T code over here, DBA cockpit. It's a very good T code for doing your monitoring your database, and also like checking all the required information. Okay, this is your DBA cockpit decode. You can find all the information related to your database. So this is the first screen of the overview. You can see the last refresh configured system. Only one system is configured, that is a local database. So it is for the S4D. The system is for S4D. It has an SAP HANA database. This is the database version 2.0, and this 05900. And then the DB host, this is the name of your database host. This is the release. This is the release of your client. I think this is your user which you are connecting to the system. Okay, then you have this current status. Then you have this performance. All this related information over here. I think it's better to check on the web. The web input user into DBA cockpit is not configured. This has not been started working. Okay, so to configure your DBA cockpit for this, so by default you can go into from SAP GUI, you can go into DBA cockpit. Okay, and you can check all these details over here. You can create a connection to other system. Web browser, from web browser you first need to activate the services. Okay, so these are the two services which needs to be activated. Okay, all activated successfully. Slash and sgen. k/1. Let me again check on this web option. So I'm this is a common problem in S4HANA. I'm not sure what is the issue, but it comes and stuck over in this screen. Logon is being prepared. It doesn't move forwards. Okay, so this is the web browser. Normally it doesn't works in S4HANA 2020. I'm not sure about 2021. I have to check there in 2021. Okay, so this is your screen. I think here also it just goes on like loading, nothing else.
Is this web browser only for DBA cockpit? I didn't understand what it is.
Yes, see, normally if you run a DBA cockpit from the this SAP GUI, you can check from the SAP GUI. This is the T code for your SAP GUI. Okay, let me switch to SAP GUI. This is the T code for your SAP GUI. You will get all the information about your database on this screen. Okay, for example, if you want to see for the current state, so in the current state, you can go for the overview. In the overview, we will get all this information over here. Okay, for example, what is the operational state of the database? So it is healthy. Green means it is healthy. All services are started. All services started. Then the start time. When was your database last started? Okay, start time of the last started service was the start time of the last started service. Then it is the distributed system usage, multi-tenant database container, all this information about the system. Then, for example, warnings, two warnings with medium priority. You can click over here, you can check the warnings over here. So what are the warnings? HANA time fallback to system timer, configuration of timestamp invariant, I think something related to the timestamp. Okay, then you have this volume 5 is not available, a backup of the volume cannot be performed. I think this is for today to 221 something. Then 12 alerts occurring without information. So these are the date. Let's see, the last data's backup is 6 days old. This will increase downtime in your recovery situation. So these are the warnings and alerts, which you can see from your overview screen. And in the bottom, you can see about here, this is a memory usage. How much is memory being used currently? So out of the 117 GB memory allotted to HANA, 74 GB is currently being in use. Then memory use total memory is your this out of this it is using 73 GB. Okay, then is your data volume. What is this? This is the size of your data volume, 119.94 GB. That is approximately 120 GB. This is the size of your volume mount point. the slash HANA slash data mount point 119.94, that is 120 GB. Out of this 120 GB, 86 GB is in use. If you go and if you check over here in df minus h, so HANA data, this is your volume, so it is of 120 GB. So this 120 GB, it is showing over here as this is the higher mark over here, 120 GB. So your volume mount point size is of 120 GB. Inside your mount point, if you go inside your mount point, cd slash HANA data SID MNT HDB 3, this is for your index server. Okay, if you see the size of it, can you see 86 GB? So out of this total mount point, 86 GB is used. So if you see over here, this is the 86 GB which is showing over here in use. Okay, so this is your total mount. This is the total size of your disk partition, HANA data partition, and out of this partition, the blue part which is showing over here, this is your consumed. How much disk space you have consumed inside that mount point. Then this is about your log volume. So this is the size of the log volume, that is around 40 GB. Out of this 40 GB, 6 GB is in use. Okay. Estimated backup size of around 80 GB. CPU usage, the current CPU usage over here. Alerts, you can check for the alerts over here. Okay. Then performance, you can check for the performance thread, number of threads which are running. Expensive statements, what expensive statements, so these are the current threads which are running. Then expensive statements in your system. So right now, since this is not like a critical or not like a system in use, you will not find any kind of like expensive statements running over here. But in case if there are expensive, means the statements which consume high resources, so those are called as expensive statements. So if you have any say SQL statement which consume high resources, it will be displayed over here. Active statements, what are the active statements that are running in your system? Okay, these are the two active statements. SQL plan cache, load history, learning, configuration. This contains the configuration. What is your host? Okay, this is the information about your host. Then the information about your services which are running. Then your trace configuration. INI files. I think this is for example global.ini. Okay, in the global.ini you have persistence. This is the persistence. In persistence you have base path for the data backup. Okay, you can change it from here also. Okay, no need for direct going to HANA database, HANA Studio. You can change the value from here also. INI files, change history, volumes. So this contains information about your volumes. Okay, this is for your index server. Double click on it, you'll get it for your index server. Okay, this is a file for your index server. Okay, the third one, the one which you saw, which is of around 86 GB. So the total file size of this index server is of 86 GB something, and inside that 86 GB, 82 GB has been used. So around 4 GB is free inside the data volume. Backup configuration, jobs, diagnostics. So you can explore this screen over here. You will find many informations over here regarding your database monitoring, current status, and the configuration, everything over here. Okay, so yes, any query on this?
What is that web browser ICF activation activate ICF services? So what are we doing there exactly?
Okay, where which one you are asking about?
Yeah, actually I've been asking about that one, but you are
Okay.
explaining about DBA cockpit one.
No, I didn't get your question. Can you come again?
No, I didn't understand. Like you showed that web browser, it's not loading.
Yes. Okay. So
What exactly
now,
we are doing there? That's what I'm.
now let me okay, let me take it slowly with you. What exactly it is?
Sure.
So see, there are two options to access your DBA cockpit. Okay, is that clear? There are
Yeah.
two options to access your DBA cockpit. One option is through SAP GUI. From a T code SAP GUI DBA, when you open this T code DBA cockpit, you will directly be taken to your this screen.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the screen for your DBA cockpit. You can access the DBA cockpit from here. This is your SAP GUI screen. You will see all the information here for which you are looking for. Okay, so this is your first method of doing it. SAP GUI, you run the DBA cockpit.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah, that's clear.
Now you have an alternate method of accessing the DBA cockpit, which is through your web browser. Okay, so what the web browser will do, it will open the same screen but on your web browser. Okay, if you remember, I've explained you in the architecture chapter, architecture topic, that you can also access all the functions, all the functionalities of your application server from a browser also. Okay, and when you access it from a browser, see, when you access the application server directly from the SAP GUI, the connection is established, or the connection is processed through your dialog interface. Okay, your dialog, the traffic goes through your dialog protocol, dialog interface. But when you access from the web browser, the traffic is transferred to HTTP. Now your SAP ABAP dispatcher doesn't understand the language for HTTP. It only understands its native language of dialog. Is it clear till now what I mean to say?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you cannot directly access from a web browser your all the information which is there in your application server. So what you need in between, you need a service that is called as ICM. Okay, you need a service in between, that is ICM, Internet Connection Manager. What is an Internet Connection Manager? It is like a translator or interpreter. When you open a web page and you try to access any information inside your application server, ICM, the request is sent to ICM. ICM opens your request from the HTML tags and all. It takes out the exact command for your dispatcher, and it passes the information to the dispatcher in its native language. Dispatcher then execute the programs in your SAP application server. It collects the information and it passes back to ICM. ICM then wraps it into your HTML tags and everything, and again it will send it back to your browser. Is this thing clear?
Yeah.
Now your question is what we are doing with that SICF.
Yeah, what we are activating there.
Yes, what we are doing over. So now what is it now? See, whatever functions you are using through ICF, that is okay. When you pass the information, when the data is passed through ICM, it is executed through WebDynpros. It is executed through, there is a different I'm not exact, I don't have the exact words to explain it. WebDynpro, it's a kind of something on the fly language, something like you have something called as JavaScript, which formats your page on the fly. So you have something in SAP have its own language called as WebDynpro, web dynamic pages. It has a WebDynpro language. Now it started with your Java application server. So earlier you had only had Java WebDynpro. Now afterwards what SAP did, they also like change from they also introduced WebDynpro for ABAP. So now you also have ABAP WebDynpro. So now whatever programs you're executing in your web page, it is passed on to your ICM. ICM then collect the data from your application server, again process it and returns it back to the browser. So to access this information from your application server, you need to activate that particular service. Without activating, you cannot access that service through your web browser. Am I clear till here now?
Yeah.
So you have a T code called as SICF. Here you can activate all the functions, all the internet functions, normally all your WebDynpro functions. These are all your this is a place where you can activate all your WebDynpro functions. If you check in the service path, not in the service path, but in the service name for DBA cockpit, if you check over execute this DBA cockpit, you will find over here you can no. Okay, let me just check for cockpit. Okay, here is your cockpit. Can you see over here? Administration cockpit. No, this is a different cockpit over here. You see, this is the path for your service under SAP BC Web Intro SAP. So you can check this path over here in SICF SAP BC. Under BC you have okay, under SAP BC Web Intro. Okay, SAP DC Web Pro. Okay, under SAP BC Web Pro, under Web Pro, you have again SAP, I think. Web Pro SAP DB underscore cockpit. SAP Okay, can you see over here two services has been enabled? These services it has been enabled. So actually what I did over here, I executed this command SICF underscore inst. So this is a special command for activating your DBA cockpit related services. So you don't have to go into SICF and check for all the different services and activate them one by one. So what SAP has done, they have given you one T code, ready-made T code. You can directly run this ready-made T code. Okay, you can directly run it from here /n SICF underscore inst. Here you, sorry. Here you can directly activate your services. You need just go into over here. You can search for the services that you want to activate over here. You can search for the services and you can directly activate it from here. You don't need to go into SICF and search for it and activate it. So if you go and search for here for the DBO cockpit, Web Pro DBA cockpit. This is one of the service. Which is the other one? Web Pro ABAP. So Web Pro, you have to select this Web Pro ABAP and the Web Pro DBA cockpit. You have to select these two services and activate them. Once you activate them, then only you will be able to access the service. I think we close the page for it. If you had seen the earlier page, it was a blank page and it was showing you that the service is not activated before running SICF underscore INST. So after activating the service, then only we are able to see the screen. Now, can you see the screen for this DBA cockpit? Yes, Salesh. Yeah, Salesh, you there?
Yeah, I can see, but yeah.
Yes.
So-
Now, what is the doubt? Now, tell me.
No. Doubt is earlier I
No,
couldn't get.
whatever.
Earlier I couldn't catch it clearly. Now I could able to. So that's it.
So if in the starting, if you run this, then if you start to open this in the web page, it will give you that the service is not activated. So when you activate the service, after activating the service, it took some time. The first time when you start this service, it will take some time to do all some compiling and everything in the background. But now you can see that this service has started. This is your
This
DBA
web page.
cockpit.
Where did you get this web page from? Like, where did you copy this link from?
Yes, you don't have to copy it. You can go into. See, you go into a DBA cockpit. This is, you can directly go into a DBA cockpit T code. This is the DBA cockpit.
Okay.
Okay, this is your DBA cockpit T code. Here you can just click over here. Can you see switch to Web Pro?
Okay, okay,
Just
okay.
click on switch to web intro. It will open this page in the same SAP GUI, within the SAP GUI. But this is a little bit complicated to manage. So you can just click on start in a web browser.
Okay.
As you
Okay.
click on the start on a web browser, you will get this page over in a web browser. So instead of opening it in Internet Explorer, I will open this URL in my. Okay, I think this is a problem with this one, NetWeaver, because last time I faced the same issue. I like waited for 1 hour maybe. I think this didn't went away. So this is the problem with your web. This one NetWeaver, sorry, Firefox. So Firefox is not able to open this page. Firefox is not able to open this page. So this is the problem with Firefox. So you can only, I think you can, I have opened this page in Chrome also. So I think the only supported browser is the Internet Explorer and Chrome. So you can open this page in this Internet Explorer. So here you can see all the details over here. You can see the system configuration. You can see the connection over here for this system S40. The same thing which I showed you in your DBA Cockpit T code. Okay, then you have this central calendar for I think scheduling backups, everything. You can see all the backups which we scheduled from DB13. So it is picking up the same configuration, same option from your DB13. So every day you have a incremental backup at 12 in the night. So if you, I think you click over here, you will see the details of the job. Action is not supported by remote system database. Okay, click on this S4D. Let me go into database S4D. Okay, here you can go into, these are the different options over here: current status, overview. So it is showing you the overview, the same overview which I showed you into DBA Cockpit. The information is same. All the information which you saw from your DBA Cockpit, this is same information is displaying here also. There is only, the only thing difference is the layout. Only the layout is differing. If you want to see the alerts, click on alerts. You will see the same alerts which you saw in your DBA Cockpit T code. These are the different alerts of your system. One medium high priority alert, 12 alerts occurring info system, and then the last database backup 6 days old, HANA timer, and the loads of columns show. So these are all the, you can click on this alert, you can click on this heading, and it will show you the detail on the second half of the screen. So here it is. Okay, then it is your performance threads, expensive statements, active statements, SQL plan cache, long running configuration. In the configuration, you will find for your host, services, trace, volume, backup configuration. You can check for the backup configuration here. Backend settings, log backup settings, file. So this, if you remember this screen, it is fetching from here. You can see this configuration over here. Okay, so this is the backup path, this is the backup log backup path. So you can find this information over here. So this is your log backup path, this is your database backup path, then this is the maximum file size, limit file size. Okay, your maximum file size, then your limit maximum file size, backup interval. So here is your backup interval of 15 minutes, 15, and the backup interval unit is in minutes. Oh, here is the information from here. Configuration, this jobs. So here you can find for the DBA planning calendar, the same screen from your DB13. So now it is showing in a day wise. You can change it to selection, no, week. Okay, here it is showing you week wise. So you can change it to day wise, or you can change it to month wise. Okay, the same option that you did from DBA13, everything is visible over here. Only the layout, only the buttons, only these have been less a little like the layout has been changed. Otherwise, all the information which you have done from the your SAP GUI, everything is same over here. So these are your daily incremental backups. Okay, from Monday to Saturday. On the Sunday, you have a full backup. This is a data backup on Sunday. Recurring. Yes, any doubts on this? Run a configuration check, a check for missing tables or indexes. You can do for a diagnostics. In the diagnostics, there you can go into, normally if you go in an SAP NetWeaver, you will find an option to run a configuration check. But you have to run a configuration check, your system should be able to communicate with your SAP system. Okay, that means your support backbone should have been configured. Then only you can run a configuration check. If you run a configuration check, it will check your database and everything, and if you'll find if there is anything missing, any like parameters, any settings, it will show you on the screen. Check for missing indexes, diagnostics, missing. So these option, actually these all options are for your Sybase database. This is not for your HANA database. So that is the reason I cannot find this option over here. And the diagnostics missing. So on the diagnostic, you have to look for missing. So here there is no option for missing. Okay, database is missing. So there is no option of missing indexes, schedule backup. So you can directly schedule diagnostics. No. DBA jobs and DBA planning calendar. So from your jobs, DBA planning calendar, you can schedule the DBA planning calendar, you can schedule the jobs from here. So that is the same thing that we have done. Let me remove these two options from here because this is not applicable in our environment. Schedule backups, SIS web. So it is already scheduled from our DBA 13 calendar. So no need to schedule the backups from here. DBA calendar, add action, database dump, plan. Okay, one thing, let me check over here. If I try to add any job over here, DBA planning calendar. I'm not able to see this option over here, add. It is not allowing me to create a backup job from here. Okay, so let me remove this also. Let's not complicate or confuse it. Okay, so yes, any more query, anything about this topic?
No. Actually, I tried this on my system. It failed actually.
What did you try?
That SICF activation, web
Okay,
browser.
what error did it give? Did it give any error or something? What did you
Yeah, it
face?
said it could not start DBA cockpit in browser.
Could not?
Could not start DBA cockpit in browser.
No, what about this SICF activation? Did the SIC activation give any error?
No, it is green. The activation is green.
Activation is green, so you could not start. So did you follow this step? You followed this profile parameters? Did you set up this
No, no, no. I haven't. I
parameters?
think you did this yesterday, right? So I think I haven't done.
See, this is required because if your
Oh, okay,
system is
okay.
not configured with the HTTP and HTTPS port, it won't be able to start your this SICM in your web browser.
Oh, could
So
be.
these are
Okay.
these SICM parameters are required. If you open this SAP note, so this is the reason I've shared this SAP note over here. This is for your DB ICF activation. If you try to open this SAP note,
Okay, I'll try after completing those steps.
yes. So actually, I think some time back, not some time back, maybe 4 or 5 years before HANA. So this DBA cockpit was a very good, you can say, like option for monitoring the database and doing all like administrative tasks on your database. It was a very good option for that. But after the introduction of HANA, okay, they have introduced this the HANA Studio, and after it you also have this HANA Cockpit. So HANA Cockpit is a more advanced and more powerful tool for your HANA database. So after that, I think this use of DBA Cockpit has like it's significantly reduced. Okay, so here you can see ICF activation web. If you go down,
Are you going to cover HANA Cockpit also in this syllabus?
no, HANA Cockpit is covered in your HANA DBA batch, not in this one.
Oh,
This is
okay.
for basis batch.
Okay,
So
okay.
you can see over here for releases SAP Network, you have to set up this this one.
Two
These
parameters.
are the
Okay.
parameters. Okay, then you have to check and all this. This is the this is the for your activation. You have to follow this SAP node.
Sure, sure. I'll try.
As IC vector activate ICF service. Yes. Any queries and doubts? Anyone else?
Hi, Muzaffar. Can we have
Yes.
a break of at least 10 minutes?
Actually, I was planning to wind up today because I think most of the
Okay,
people, like students, are also not attended. So I don't want to start an important topic today. So unless anybody misses on,
Okay.
also I think many of us are feeling, I think, too lazy or bored today, I think.
Okay, okay.
So yes, if you have any queries on all, we can address them and we can like conclude or end for the day.
Okay. I have a query, but I mean, I don't know if it's quick or not.
Okay.
Just a question. Like yesterday, you showed that we don't have Fury component installed in our S4 HANA system, right?
Fury, yes, yes.
Yeah, but we could run that STC01. So how is that possible? I
1
mean,
minute. Let
yeah.
me stop the recording.
Mhm.